Rory spent, I heard, just short of $1,000 to get this shipped back to win the Players, which is really interesting. But Zach, can you hold that for me? This is 2021. This is your gamer right now.
It is.
Schnauzer on here. We're going to test 2021 Sim 2 against a 2024 Qi10. Now, we've just been looking at these from the underneath, and I can't get over how similar these look. Now, we picked out this area versus this area. Even the speed pocket, that's marginally bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, marginally.
Not too much. Weight system has moved more towards the heel in the Qi10. And even this top section is very, very similar. All I would say is there is less of this chassis, more carbon going on. And then from the top, more carbon. But really, there's not too much difference. And the final piece being the face. But it's interesting, you said you thought about getting one of these Qi10s.
I did, but I wasn't sure how I felt about the carbon face.
I have to agree with you. I mean, I in the past, the Stealth and the Stealth 2, didn't like the Stealth. Stealth 2 was good. This was better, but it still feels like soft. It's strange. Whereas titanium faces, I don't know, feels like a bit more of what we would anticipate as a normal driver. So we're going to use the same shaft, your shaft, on the same setting. So right at the minute, Zach's got this set to 10.5 and slightly lower. We're going to get a few drives with each. Let's see the difference. As you can tell, it's insanely windy today. And we are slightly downwind, so it's going to make him look a bit better. Right, okay. Let's hit some with yours first. What do you like about your driver then, Zach? What is it you go for?
It was just more, I tried quite a lot at the time whenever I was looking for this, and this was just the one that felt the best. Yeah. So it was all feel based rather than...
So what it felt like off the face?
Yeah, just whether I felt it gave me a bit of confidence, and this, out of the rest that I tried at the time, seemed to just work that little bit better for me.
And you know what, I think feel is a big thing. Like if you feel confident about it, you like the look of it, then you are going to probably feel a bit better when you stood over that ball. Yeah. Right, okay, we'll go 2 away with Zach's current driver first, and then we'll go 2 away with this, the Qi10, so last year's TaylorMade driver. So we're going to hit 3 overall with the current driver, Sim 2, and then we're going to hit 3 with the Qi10, but we're going to do it in a bit of an order. We're going to hit 2 away with the current driver, then 2 away with this, then a little bit of a head-to-head with the final ball on each. And we're going to see what ball speed we get, what, let's say, total distance, what club head speed, because we should get more club head speed out of this because it's got more carbon, and that's the whole sort of story behind this club. Right, first ball away. What a hit!
That was a bit better.
That was a pure hit. Let's have a little ganders at these. So as they come through here, we just had a 97.8 club head speed, 144 ball speed, 1.47 smash, and a 251 yard total distance.
Which I'll take.
How's that compare? Is that what you'd expect?
On a real good hit, probably, yeah.
Really
happy with that.
Really good hit. Right, okay, let's roll on with another one of yours. I'm really interested because that flew really penetrating, really good. Can we even get something? I mean, so that's 2021. This is 2024. 3 years difference. Yeah. We should see some gains in theory. Beautiful hit. I know it's a little bit of a push.
It is a little bit, but it's not bad.
But that was rips, right?
Yeah, pretty well hit.
Bit shorter, not as good. Slightly less ball speed, a 137. 140 smash, 97.7 in terms of our club head speed, and a 233 total. So I think that it's a good hit. It's a good hit.
Not bad. Again, I'll take it.
And in terms of height, did you like that? Is that a good height?
Yeah, I don't think that's bad.
Right, let's change this head. So let's do a little bit of a swapperoo here. We'll make sure we put this in the same setting. So for everybody's reference, we've gone on here, you've gone lower and one lower. So it should be slick. Can I give you that? Now, do you like the whole gloss look of that? I think a lot of people like that sort of minimalistic look. I mean, I do. What do you think?
I like that it's minimal. I'm not sure if I like how glossy it is.
Oh, really? Why?
I don't like we've got a sunny day today.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting it in the eyes. I don't like the glare. Whereas that being the matte finish, it's a bit more dull.
Actually, I wonder, I mean, the carbon's taken over the edge and yours isn't, but I wonder actually how much more carbon that actually is. Yeah. Right, I'll give you that set, and we'll show everybody here. We'll put it on the setting the same, so you can see that's the lower, that's the one more on there. So it's Slightly lower, and it's a really interesting point. I think I've always thought about that with wedges, not necessarily like driver. Like I don't like bright, shiny colour wedges, but I've never really thought about it with a driver. Put it down to the ground there for a sec, see what you think. Let's change this so we get some good data. QI10. Again, would you say the same thing?
Yeah, I've got nothing wrong with the shape of it. It's just the sheen and the glare of it is the one thing that puts me off.
The one thing that I sort of think was a good addition to this. See that sort of grey top line?
Yeah, I like that, to be fair.
Yeah,
I like lining that up.
That's what I really liked about that. I quite like the glossy look. I like I've used the Titleist, the GT3, and I like the minimalistic glossy look. It's sort of grey traditional. But I get what you're saying there. Like right now, I'm looking at that, I'm getting a bit of glare coming back at me. Right, okay, we're going to hit 2 away now with the Qi10. This is the driver that Rory's put back in the bag. It'll be interesting if he has this for the Masters. Masters is this week. Oh, what a drive! Oh. What a drive!
I might change my mind on this.
264 total. That must have felt sweet off the face.
Yeah, that was...
and then let's go to some other data here. 101.6 club head speed, a 148 ball speed, and a 251 carry. You carried that nearly as far as the other one was totaling. Wow.
Well.
Now, what did it feel like off the face? Did it feel noticeably different?
Not as noticeably as I remember when I was first trying and ended up with my sim.
Yeah.
I don't think it felt that much softer.
Okay.
And I quite like the sound of it as well.
Because I think it sounds like when I hit them, the difference in the sound is quite a lot, I think. But it is closer on this to that than what we said about the Stealth and the Stealth 2. That they sounded a lot more duller, a lot more dead. Whereas this sounds a little bit more higher pitched, similar to what you had there.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's go for another one. And let us know in the comments, does the sound, that glare, is that something that you take into account? And will Rory, do you reckon Rory will have this in his bag this week?
Yeah, I think if it's in there, he'll keep it.
He's not playing this week, he's got this injury. My theory with this is, right, I don't know what you think about this, it's a bit like a big Premier League or American footballer, might be a bit injured, look like got the boot on the week, get out of the weekend, they're all right. Just take the heat off them a little bit. I think Rory can do it. Right, okay, so you had 2.5 miles an hour more club head speed on that last shot. You didn't try and swing it faster, but you got more out of it. This is ball 2 with the Qi10. Oh, sign him up! Sign him up!
That felt pretty good as well.
Wasn't as good.
Not as good, but still felt all right.
So 244 total. Now what's really interesting, look at your club head speed, a 102 and a 148 ball speed. I mean, whoa! Very, very windy. Now let's have a little look at, this is really interesting. Look at the difference in the club head speed from the sim at 97.7 and then the Qi10 at 102.3.
Big difference. I'm not particularly trying to go for it. That's exactly the same swing 4 times.
And the shot is quite considerably different in terms of data. Like quite big gains there. Really big gains, like club head speed gains. Let's have a look at what sort of computes to in terms of ball speed. Wow.
Yeah, big difference in ball speed.
Let's just say the best part of 8 miles an hour. Your call. Do you want to go back to yours and hit one more with yours, then back to this? Or do you want to stick with this, then go back to yours?
Ooh, for the sake of ease, we'll stick with this.
Right, let's do it. There's some impressive data. Just look at the screen here. 148 ball speed and the Qi10, the new one, over 140. I think in the past I've gone, oh, there's never been too much difference. I've always been on the other side of the person who's buying it, and I would always say, no, there's not that much difference. But there's 3 years difference here. I know this is only a very small test for sort of face value, but that is different. That is different. Right, okay. Ball number 3 with the Qi10. Oh, a little bit low and left on that one.
Low and left, not my best hit, but...
Yeah, we're going to leave it in there though, because that's the sort of shots that you will hit. Still though, look at your club speed, look at your ball speed.
Pretty consistent still.
It's very consistent. You're swinging it quicker. Right, we did hit a bad one there, but that is what it is. So the club head speed there was 102 and 151, still up there. A lot more than what we had on the sim. So let's go with your last one. Thought pattern on that, like is it better than you thought, better than you remembered?
Much better than I remembered. This is the first I've tested it outside as well.
Interesting. And okay, it's a big question that. What do you think about getting fitted inside? Are you more like, no, you've got to see the ball flight?
I quite like the idea of that more than I would on the Sims.
Okay. Right.
But I suppose everybody's slightly different in how they like doing it.
And the glare, was that a big factor there?
Because we're outside, it's not something I ever considered whenever I did the first testing inside.
Yep.
When I got this, it's probably something I would think about had it been outside.
And
but actually, I don't mind it as much as I thought.
Okay. And the feel to face, better than you thought?
Much better than I thought.
And did you use that top line, that grey?
Yeah.
To line up?
Definitely.
That's one thing that this doesn't have. Like, you can show them both there. We've got this sort of grey top line as a bit of alignment feature, whereas there's nothing here. And the sort of the crown blends into one. It does look a little bit more aesthetically better, doesn't it? I think the blue face is so much better than the red as well.
Yeah, I agree.
The red I just did not like. Right, okay, final ball away, then we'll go through all this data. This is a really interesting test. Like, I'm definitely agreeing with Zach here. I think Rory will be having this club in the bag for the Masters this year. And I'm going to say it. I've been telling everybody this. I think it's Rory's year. Rory's year?
Has to be.
Right, final ball, then we'll run through all of this data. Nice ball. Beauty ball. That's a good drive.
Just didn't feel as quick.
267.
Not bad.
Total distance. 267 total distance. That is really good. That's really helped your averages with your club. 151 ball speed. Whoa, 106 here. Where's this come from? Has that just given you the confidence, that club there, to go, you know what, you can hit it a bit harder?
You know what, yeah, I do think so.
That's crazy. So just that club there has gone, okay, you know what, I have got more in the locker. So let's go through all this data on the average of the 3 shots. The ball speed is now a 4.5, 5 mile an hour difference between the Qi10 and the Sim. And that's with a bad hit on the Qi10, right? Let's now go look at the club head speed. We've now narrowed that gap on the Sim too, because you've given that one plenty on the last. Before that, there was about 2.5 mile an hour difference. You were, if I show you the differences here, these are the 3 club head speeds that you had. A 97.8 with the Sim, a 97.7, and then a 105.9 out of nowhere. Whereas the Qi10, 101.6, 102, 102.
Pretty consistent.
Very, very consistent. So you, in terms of, again, we always strive for consistency in golf. Well, that is a lot more consistent.
Yeah, agreed.
Now, let's go look at the final one here in terms of total. Now, with a bad one, the Qi10's really been destroyed on that final shot that you hit. Is 230 total distance with the Qi10, an average of 250 with the Sim 2. But if I was to take that last shot out, Qi10 just wins it. 254 over 250. But again, that last shot you just hit with the 267 really was a bit of a belter. So, big question. Would it be enough for you to go, you know what, I would think about changing? Or has that just gone, you know what, I've seen what I can do with a driver I don't really know much about. It's giving me more confidence in mine.
Oh, I think the answer is yes to both of those questions. I would certainly think about changing that for the Qi10, but it has given me more confidence just hitting that to know that this is still competing with it, but
you can flip it both ways.
There is that little bit more.
There's I would say marginally a little bit more, because maybe you can definitely swing it a little bit quicker. I think if you open up your shoulders on that now, you'd see a bit more.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. Do you feel there's anything different in the face, or is it marginal? Does it feel pretty much the same?
I do think that still feels softer.
Is that
but
good or bad?
Not in a way that's negative.
Interesting. Right. Well, we put into the test here. We put these 2 drivers to the test. We've got the driver that we think Rory's going to gain this year. And I think there's a bit of marginal gains if you are sort of in a Sim 2 and a Sim going to a Qi10.